Welcome to the Bodhi Academy. My name is Shrutika and today let us continue with our chapter, that is Principles of Inheritance. So in our last class what we have learned is we have seen the contrasting traits and we have seen the two laws of Mendel. So today we will study all the laws in detail. So this we have studied in our monohybrid cross we have done in our last class. So today what we will do is we will learn about the law of segregation, as in how the segregation of the genes and how to represent the experiment. So first over here, what we can see is there are two contrasting characters, that is there is a tall tree and there is a dwarf tree. So tall tree, what we denote is the gametes we denoted as capital T, that is the tall is the dominant characteristic, and dwarf is the recessive characteristic, so we represent it as small t. So then what we do is we find the genotype and phenotype using the Punnett square. So this is called as the Punnett square, wherein the gametes are written like this and then we cross the gametes and then we get the F1 generation. So over here these are the tall gametes, these are the gametes for dwarfness. So when you cross it, what you will get is you will get a heterozygous tall, that is small t capital T, small t capital T, small t capital T and small t capital T. So all the F1 generation what you will get is capital T as the dominant trait. That is why the F1 generation will show what heterozygous tall plants, that is all the plants which you will get when you cross the tall and the dwarf plant will be tall. So this will be your F1 generation. So when you self F1 generation with its own this thing, then what you will get is tall and tall plants, that is T capital T small t capital T small t, that is heterozygous game. So when you cross this, what we will get is capital T, that is pure dominant. Then you will get small t capital T and small t capital T. So this will be your F2 generation. So the phenotypic ratio will be what? 3 tall and 1 dwarf. That is 1, 2, 3. 3 plants will be tall, as you can see over here in the Punnett square, and 1 will be with a dwarf character. So this is what now? This is the phenotypic ratio. That is what phenotype meaning what? The characters which we can see from our from our viewpoint. So this is what the phenotypic ratio, as in morphologically characters. So morphologically all the 3 plants will be tall and 1 plant will be dwarf. But what about genotypic ratio, as in how the genes are, if it is heterozygous or homozygous genes. So over here only 1 plant will have homozygous genes, that is capital T. 2 will be tall but they are having heterozygous genes, that is 1 capital T, 1 small t, and 1 will be having heterozygous recessive traits, that is small t. So this becomes the genotypic ratio, that is the genetic makeup of the plants. So the genotypic ratio will be 1:2:1 and phenotypic ratio will be 3:1. So this is how we represent and find the genotypic and phenotypic ratio of any progeny. So this was about law of segregation. Now we will see law of incomplete dominance. So what is incomplete dominance? So in incomplete dominant, it means that 2 alleles of one trait are not related as dominant or recessive, but the dominant gene is heterozygous condition has reduced expression so that each of the allele get expressed itself partially, called as incomplete dominance. So this we will see using an example. So if we have parent plant, that is red and white. So red will be dominant, that is capital R, and white will be recessive, that is small r. So when we cross the gametes, what we will get is F1 generation will be pink flowers. So why pink flowers? Because red is the dominant, and when you mix pink and red and white flowers, what you will get is your parent, from the parent it will have the red as the dominant gene, that is why the flowers will be pink. So when we do selfing of both the progenies from the F1 generation, what we will get is, in the Punnett square we can see, what we will get is one will be red two will be pink and one will be white. So over here what we can see is incomplete dominance, that is in the pink flower the red and the white both are equally present, that is there is not a gene which is expressing fully. If it could dominate fully, then the flowers will be red or either white, but they have turned pink, so it is called as incomplete dominance, there wherein the alleles get expressed itself partially, not fully. So this is called as incomplete dominance. Now we will see dominance. So what is codominance? So in codominance what happens is so the heterozygous condition has dominant recessive relationship expressing only the dominant trait, or having incomplete dominant relationship producing an intermediate trait. So many instances have been seen in which alleles of the parent get equally expressed in X1 heterozygotes, and this is called as codominance. Okay, so over here what we can see is there is a purple red pure red cow and there is a pure white cow, but when you get the offspring you will see that the both the color are dominant, that is both the color appear on the offspring, that is you will get a white cow with brown patches. So this is called as codominance, that is both the genes are dominating in the parent in the offspring. So this is called as codominance. So in today's class we have studied what is incomplete dominance, we have seen what is codominance, and we have seen how to draw the Punnett square using Mendel's characters for dominant and recessive traits. So thank you for watching today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to the Bodhi Academy.